Hi, everybody. How's it going? We got that good old talk show happening once again. I have to talk to Pow about maybe forcing him to do this a little more often. Right now, he's screaming in the background in his head, just going, "What the hell, man? You're throwing me under the bus right now. I'm gonna have to address this when I come in." And you know what? We're gonna get him to address it right now because we're gonna get everybody here immediately. Welcome to Shameless Views. Hi, guys.
Did he say undress or address?
I think he said undress the address. One of the two.
Okay.
No.
I'm halfway there.
I'm living on a prayer with that.
DA, thanks for joining us on Shameless.
What's going on?
Hey,
Thank
guys.
you for having me.
So, we got a lot of shit going on this past 2 weeks, huh? Holy fuck. I don't know if I'm going to get my channel banned tonight because of the conversation we're going to take place here. Well, please, be kind. Be kind. I don't care. Let's just dive in.
I kind of wanted to take it. I'm going to ease everybody in on it tonight. I won't go too crazy and hit up all the queefs and.
You're gonna ease us in there, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought I wanted to start out and ask, like, just put out there the whole thing of what was your inspiration or your early go-to, like in terms of what you were viewing streams and stuff like that. What made you view that you wanted to be in content creating? This is for everybody on the board, including myself. I was thinking about it when I was taking a dump earlier, and I was like, this is a really good idea to think about. Like, what was that inspiration? What was that moment for me? Like, I know where I got a lot of my inspiration from and stuff, but I'm curious to find out what other people drew from that was like, man, I want to do this. I think this would be fun. And then you look to somebody and you start seeing other people do things. You're like, that's what I want to get on board with.
We let guests go first. I'm never allowed to talk first. I always have to go last. This is one of his main things on the show. I don't get to talk until everyone else does.
It's my sign-on rule.
Let me go first because we can be entertaining a little more after me. Like I literally was told by my stepdaughter that this would be great for you. Like, she was like, I love watching people do this. And I love playing video games with you, and you would be amazing at this. And I promised her that I would do it. She passed away before I started, but it was like after she passed away, it was like, no, there's no way that I couldn't do it. And the very first person that I ran into and the very first person that I followed was Tasty Lemons. And he led me over here to Pow and Amon. I fell right into an amazing group of people. It was uncanny.
That's kind of inspirational, though. I mean, there was an extra driving force to what you are doing now, and I just hope that you don't get into a situation where you ever feel like you're letting her down. You know, like don't ever feel that way. I've seen your content. I've seen what you've done over the past year or so, and don't stop, man. Some people, it's like an immediate go to fame. Others, like, you know, I've been doing this for 7 years. Pow's doing this for a lot longer. If you love what you do, you do it. It doesn't matter.
What games did you guys play together?
Well, Lemons and I were playing Battlefield, basically, is what we started doing, and it was at a time when it was like, it wasn't just a once a week kind of thing, even though that's where I fell into first. Funny story, the very first time that I actually got to play with him, I apparently mic checked in his Discord for about 2 hours without knowing that I was actually live on his stream, mic checking. Like, I couldn't hear it at all. So the next time that I actually got to play with him, he had a recording of me mic checking that he just played over and over.
Nice.
DA, what about yourself? How did you get started? Like, what did you want to get into content creation for?
Mine really isn't as inspirational as Duff's is. I've been watching live streams since the days of like Justin TV and stuff like that. And back then, stuff's happening in the background. Sorry,
it's all good. Sorry.
I was like big into like the FGC, the fighting game scene, and I would see all these streams of people playing Street Fighter and stuff. I'm like, I could do that. And for a while, I'm like, I kind of want to do this. I want to try to stream and show myself being complete trash at fighting games, because why not? That kind of went to the wayside until Destiny came around, and I started watching people like Gothalion and Professor Broman and stuff. And at that point, again, the whole feeling of I kind of want to try that, and I built a PC for gaming, and and it's like I'm going to do this, and I couldn't do it. I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to do it. And then the love of my life, Tomasi, my waifu, basically said, "Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Sit your ass down, click the button, and start."
There you go.
And here we are now. And that was like what, 5 years ago? And yeah, here we are now.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy, like the time that goes by, the stuff that you've created. I mean, we've all done it, right? You try things and some of it works, some of it doesn't. But as long as you keep on pushing and keep on trying new content, eventually something's gonna hit, and that's when you can finally ditch all of your old friends and be famous and cool and
What?
Oh fuck! I mean, support. Fuck! Keep saying
That's
the wrong
Mon
thing.
right there.
Damn it!
What's Ed gonna say to you in a couple days? Ed is gonna take you to task, my guy.
See,
Nothing.
I feel like you
nothing.
don't know that
You're
I
probably
can just make a new Ed. I mean, I made just a few Eds back here for an audience. They're going into space after the show, so whatever. If he's got an opinion, he can just.
Yeah, that guy off your left shoulder looks a little pissed about that. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I words with this man when we're done.
I will say that for me, I've always been a hermit. I've been a hermit for many decades, and we could go through the shtick of me coming to planet Earth, but really the reason I did it was to connect. That was it. I was isolating for so long that I needed some sort of avenue to reconnect with society, and streaming was the tool to make that happen. So that's pretty much why I did it. Everything else that's come about from it is just icing on the cake. But the real point of me doing this is to communicate with you guys. That's what it's always been. That's what it'll always be. That's why I don't care about numbers and shit like that, because that's not what it's for me.
True.
Do you remember how you were feeling after your first week of starting that? When you were really trying to push yourself into
so fucking nervous. Like there was many times that I thought about just quitting, just not doing it anymore. But I will say that it did help my mental state quite a lot, and I wouldn't trade it. Like I've learned a lot from it, and it's made me a better person. It's made me be able to connect with people again.
He said he's a better person.
Oh yeah, I'm a dick.
It was like before.
Oh, I'm a dick. So imagine before. Pal, what about you, sir? Why'd you get into content creation?
Big fan of like the Howard Stern stuff. And that was kind of like my early on, like, man, I would love to do radio. I would love to do that kind of stuff. So he's like, what?
Pow's brought his own clone.
He's sleepy. He's mad, and he woke up. But
Little Pow's so this is what I woke up to?
Yeah, right. So yeah, it was mostly like I wanted to do like that kind of stuff, and the fact that I love games so much, I was like, I want to work with the companies and do promotions and things like that. So that's kind of what I've always been into. whether it was like on purpose or passively, didn't really, maybe even that I didn't think of it at the time. I was just like, that sounds like it'd be a lot of fun, but it turned out to be like the what I wanted to do. And it just worked out that everything I've done, whether I meant it to or not, led down that pathway. So early on, like there was a show called like Game Breaker TV back that used to do like a weekly thing about with like World of Warcraft and stuff with a few streamers, and it was cool the way they reported on like the patch notes and things that were coming up. And that was like between growing up with Howard Stern in my ear all the time and then getting into the gaming stuff and seeing how it was being applied there, I was like, oh, this is going to be so. It's just pretty much it for me on that front. What inspired me to.
Now here's the question, pal. Why did you ask that question? Because I feel like that was going to lead to something else. I feel like maybe there's other individuals in this great planet of yours that do content creation for other reasons.
Tell me what you know, Frank.
Man, there actually was no other motive on that. But now that you mention it, maybe there might be.
No, just curious as to what everybody classifies content creation as. Like, what is content creation for people? What do you consider entertainment?
Oh, like.
That's a really good question.
You got me thinking here. Okay.
That front butt flatulence that's going on.
Oh.
Sure, we can discuss that. Sure.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with this hot air, okay?
Right off the bat.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's fun,
Yeah.
isn't it? Well, it was like I brought up earlier, right before we went, and I don't know how far this is gonna go, but like before we went live, a little while ago, it was reported out that OnlyFans is gonna get investigated for basically prostitution in a sense, because they're not labeled as like there's so much stuff going on that falls towards that. So I found that interesting. There's so much sellout happening right now, because everybody's just trying to make a buck and make money. And we recently just had a streamer on Twitch get a 3-day suspension for basically queefing on command for donos and subs and stuff. It's freaking hilarious. First of all, I don't care. People can think it's gross. I think it's funny as shit the way she did it. I'm not gonna like tell somebody that you're gonna, if you're following terms of service and doing what you do and you're making money because you're exploiting an untapped market or something like that, like it is what it is. Kudos to you for taking advantage of a business model.
Yep.
You know, I do say there is going to be repercussions and consequences to it. You're a representative of the platform. They're going to look at that. You're a representative of the peers around you. So there's obviously a disconnect in when people get into streaming, at least with Twitch. It's like it's hard to monitor everything. So things do get away, things happen. There's definitely a lot of favoritism, which is expected in such a large scale business where you have people that have 30, 40,000 viewers versus somebody that has fucking 2. That's one of the bot. You know what I'm saying? Like, to think otherwise, that's ignorant. That's so dumb. It's naive. Right? Somebody's going to get different treat. They're going to get treated differently.
Yep.
You don't just shitbag your top earner.
Or do you?
Well, that's a whole other can of worms.
Yep.
Is that a jab at the doc?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know if it was a jab. That might have been a whole-on haymaker.
I came right for your neck.
You got the baby powder and everything. No, not.
But that goes to, I mean, you're talking about the OnlyFans. There's possible legality where they have to, categorize it a certain way. Are we going to have that same situation take place on streaming platforms when we're having moments like that live?
Wow.
That's my question. Like, when does it become a point where it's we need to say, all right, maybe
Man, that's a
we
great
need to
question.
not do this because it could cause so much backlash in other areas and create like just this
Without
ripple.
like a direct camera view, how would you discern where the sound was coming from?
Right.
You mean the foofy?
Yeah. You see,
I mean,
like,
she basically said, "I can do this. Listen."
And
Right.
And it sounded like Mr. Ed was trying to escape her pants.
so it would be the context in which the sound happened rather than not just the sound or the actual action of it happening.
No, the,
That's
th- the
fine.
thing the thing with that is if she didn't get up and actually put the mic down there, you would like if you didn't know that was happening, then
It
you
would-
wouldn't have
yep.
known where the sound came from. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
That
The
would
fact
be
it
a
was
different-
on camera and you saw that and she was like, "Yo, watch this," and
Right.
all that happened.
That's
Yeah,
the
she
question. I don't
definitely-
give a shit
I
if
think
she
that's
did
where
it.
it was.
To me, whatever. You know, like Pao said, if she found a way to make a extra cash by doing something like that, kudos to her. If she found a loophole, she's using it.
Yeah.
But
She clearly didn't
is
get a
that
loophole because
is that loophole going to cause problems for other people down the road? And
It
is
is.
this
Right.
going to create?
So, like, could I say make the same amount of money blowing a whoopee cushion through a fleshlight?
you can't have a
and
flashlight.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
that's-
you just can't see it, right?
right.
Well, if you can't see it, then we don't know if you're using it. But yeah, the thing
Yeah.
is like she got up and put the microphone like in her crotch and then
Mhm.
did what she did.
Oh,
So like it was a
Oh, yeah,
totally
this is-
sexualized.
Yeah, it was full on,
So
right down,
wow.
Yeah.
on camera. I mean, fully clothed, but yeah, camera,
yeah.
mic
You
right
gotta-
down.
Okay, so the bass and the oomph behind that foof was real, and she had like jeans on. So imagine
Okay.
without the jeans on, that thing would have been like, I would have been releasing the Kraken. You know what
The
I'm saying?
Kraken.
Fuck.
The Kraken.
So
Use that
that's
pop
my
filter.
question. Is that going to is that something that needs to be addressed? Was a 3-day suspension fair enough and move on, or are we gonna have to see more of this happening because people are going, well, 3-day suspension, I can make $5,000 in a 3-hour stream. Let's do it.
I just don't know what's the difference between that happening and somebody sticking the microphone up to their ass and farting. I just don't understand what's the difference.
That's what she said.
Which I believe has happened before a few times, and you don't see
Yeah, I mean-
3-day suspensions happening with that. What?
Yeah,
I-
and
what-
that's a
what
very
is the
fair point.
difference?
It's a very fair point.
Mhm.
I mean, we've seen people like put the mic up to their ass and fart into it. We've seen people deep throat their mics
Right.
and don't
Right.
get suspensions or anything.
I feel
This
attacked.
happens, 3-day suspension.
It has to be the context in which it was happening. So if it's like sexualized to the point of grabbing donation for an action that's being sexualized rather than it just being a bodily function or for comedy purposes,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, I farted on the
Right.
mic. It's completely different than, oh yeah, thanks daddy for the $25. Here's my pussy sound.
Tell
Yeah,
me,
no,
can
no,
you
it's-
get banned for stirring? What if I was stirring a pot of mac and cheese?
Oh yeah, that's. I
I
don't
mean, I
think
know
you
we're
could-
doing a lot of ifs right now. I'm just spitballing, literally. But like,
say you're stirring a pot of mac and cheese and the gif of somebody just making a face is on the screen at the
Like
same
to
time.
thank everybody
Whatever.
for joining us here on Twitch. Tomorrow we'll be on YouTube. Just a heads up.
just talking about everybody. This isn't. There's obviously a scenario has occurred, but
Mhm.
like this is for the general population. This is for everybody. This is all. Everybody's included in this. I don't know. I think it's weird. I mean, okay, what do you think, Da? Yay or nay on it? Was it fine, or do you think it went too far?
As
gonna ask
long
all
as
of
my,
you.
I know my thing is, did it really break terms of the TOS? That's the main thing. Like there's a 3-day suspension of like I don't know if the 3-day suspension was because of her putting it down there and anything. Well, that's about the only reason there was. Like, did they really explain why she got the 3-day suspension? There was nothing overtly sexual about it. Just here's a queef, ha ha. Like they could do at least a better explanation of why the 3-day suspension
Fair enough.
would appease me, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Duffy, what about you?
I think honestly, like queefing like that, like literally is just like farting on the mic to me. I could care less, to be honest with you. Like,
I'm in the same
I could
boat.
care
Agree.
less. It's not really something that I think that should be sparking outrage or controversy or anything like that. I mean, if that's the kind of content that you provide, I feel sorry for your vagina. I'm just saying that.
Pat, what about you?
I'm on board with Duff. So I mean, I would like to know more as to why, and it's not applied to other things. But I kind of think I can see where they went in their head with it, why they did it. But I would like the clarification.
First of all, I'd like to say I would love to just be a fly on the wall of the guys that have to sit down there and analyze the whole video to see why they have to give her the suspension, like go point to point and figure out what the reason they have to give is. So that's one thing. The other thing is this is just another example of 15 minutes of fame. It happens all the time. Somebody does something that's a little over the top for most conventional means. It gets a lot of attention. It stirs up a lot of shit. People are on one side of the fence. People are on the other side of the fence. They're bickering with each other. And then in 2 weeks, 3 weeks' time, nobody talks about it again.
Right.
So that's
I
what's
wonder
going
if
to
they
happen.
ever have to review that. I wonder if they ever have to go back and, when they're having their meetings on a quarterly basis, say, oh, we had, these are the suspensions that we had. Should we be updating our terms of service to include, and then they have to watch the clip again?
Oh man,
Like,
dude, I'm telling you, it was like Mr. Ed trying to get out. Oh, it was so funny.
can you imagine just sitting in a room and having to turn to somebody and say, well, Ed, what do you think? Was her pussy too loud, or was it the sound or the manner in which she displayed the pussy and the farting noise or the air that was escaping her vagina? Would you say that was egregious, or would you say that kind of falls sort of in the normal sound that a vagina would make in a regular context of
I feel
telling somebody to fuck them, go fuck yourself?
I feel like at this moment I'd be looking at the person and going, you know what, I just don't get paid enough shit for I don't get paid enough. No.
You just get up, you're like, it's
Honestly, I think that's a lot of people on the board right now. Like, do we really have to deal
just
with this on a
walking
daily
away.
basis?
Nope.
yeah.
But at the same time, were they really that mad about it? We don't know. They're
Yeah.
probably in the boardroom laughing their asses off at that shit just as much as I was. There'd be that
Yeah.
one person in there that was like, "Oh my god, this is disgusting."
That the
It's
only
an
person that had to
outrage.
worry about it was the social media director. That was the only person that had to worry about that.
Right.
Yep.
It was like, somebody get a handle on this, give her a 3-day or something. I really don't want my entire company for people to just associate it with pussy farts, because that's what we're going to become. Apparently that will become the new meta. Hot tubs are out, pussy farts are in.
I mean, we just talked about it for 20 minutes, so I mean, that is content. I just saying.
Hey, welcome to the meta.
Yeah.
Do you see that stuff is selling out? Like the hot tub stuff and
I don't know. I mean, technically selling out is just basically you letting go of you, right? You're selling yourself out. So, I mean, if your entire life you've just been queefing in a hot tub, I guess,
well, I mean, I'm just saying.
who am I to say you can't do that?
I'm just saying. I really dislike pickles. I'm not a fan of them. I hate them, in fact. But
Right.
if a pickle company said, I'm going to pay you $10 million a year to like pickles, guess what, everybody? I love pickles, and you should eat them
Swimming
too.
in pickles.
Yep. So yeah, I guess
in a
I guess
hot
sell
tub
out.
full of pickles.
I guess sellout is a relative term because every person's got a price. Every person's got that point where they're just like, yeah, I'm okay doing that. Whereas someone else in the same situation wouldn't be okay with it, and then the outrage happens. So
Yeah.
that's it.
I'll see.
But you're always going to have that one person that's not going to be okay with it, so the outrage is going to happen regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I look for that person because I want to just poke.
There's going to be outrage regardless, just because the fake outrage actually is more of a marketing tool than the actual outrage.
It's true.
Lately, yeah.
I mean,
So it's literally like I did something, and a couple people were outraged, and somebody goes, "Well, I think we can pump those numbers up if I just get out there and tell people how offensive it was to me that, you were farting on the microphone." I could literally lay it out like, Janice over here told me that it really hurt her feelings and it made her sick, and her child had to leave the room while I was watching her fart on the microphone. So,
First things first.
how dare you?
Well, that's what Twitter's for me. I just purposely say things that I know are going to egg people on because I just see it in the media constantly. So I make a generalization of it, but point out very specific things. And,
Right.
you just get people getting really pissed off and angry about it.
That's what's great about
It is what
social
it is.
media. It's like everybody thinks they're at work and they're about to go to the HR department when really, no. No, nobody gives a shit.
Do you see people coming in those streaming DA like they're starting out right out the gate already trying to sell themselves short and sell themselves like is it becoming more abundant in your eyes that like they're not genuine? They're just looking for that easy cut and that's it. They'll do anything.
It's hard to tell because you have people that'll start, and most people that'll start they're feeling things out and whatever. Some they already know what they want. They already know what they want to do, and you can tell. Yeah, you know what they're here for. The second that they start telling you, I'm here for the money. I'm going to make this full time. I'm going to blow up. It's going to be amazing, and I'm going to be rich. Like, okay, whoa, hold up.
True.
Pump the brakes a minute.
What's your game plan here? What's your game plan? Oh, 6 months. Yeah.
Are you going to
Even
be
a
partner
year.
in 3?
Are you
That's cute.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I mean, people just jump on and think that it's just easy money, quick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
That's
not.
my favorite, man. Free money.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That's why I always did it.
Yep.
A lot of people, I had people actually get mad at me and thought I was becoming like something that, oh, we didn't know, I didn't know you were like that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That I'm a ball buster? Like the whole like pal for partner thing. And I had like, Slavid made me these billboards because I gave them like billboards
I remember this.
people were running for like Congress and shit like that. And I'm like, can you take this and change it for me? And he's like, what do you want it? And I'm like, have something on there about like I won't sell you bathwater, or the other one was like the other one was something like he won't eat the pussy, like because that Alinity chick threw her cat on stream like right around the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, but do a really one that was like, he won't eat the pussy on stream or something. And like people were like, that's not a fucking joke. So she hurt her fucking cat. You're a piece of shit. And I'm like, I have nothing to do with that bitch and her cat. But I do have everything to do with the fact that it's funny as shit for me to make fun of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm allowed to make jokes about stuff. Like, are there things
Just
that
because you don't like it,
yeah. And
got
maybe
that
it's
on
not
sale at Target.
I'm sorry you were born without a sense of humor, Like, do I think it's fun to hurt animals and stuff? Hell no. But
Yeah, but then you get the reply, oh, you think that's funny? You think hurting animals is fun? You think that's a thing that you should be laughing about? How dare you, sir? How dare you? Like that, the manipulation and switching it around and turning it into something it's not is just.
And then I go
brutal.
further and I say, have you ever seen anybody fall when they're walking, when they trip? Have you ever laughed at them? That's a human. It's not even an animal. How fucking ugly of a piece of shit are you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
fuck,
would
I do
never
that.
laugh at a human that got hurt. I'll laugh at an animal though.
I do that weekly. Uh-oh.
And I'm laughing at you because you gave me the control to basically take over your mind for a minute there, and you just get so upset because I didn't feel exactly the same way that you did.
Yeah.
Oh my god! How dare you be different than me?
Yeah, social media is quite the beast these days. It can just rip people apart instantly over something so minute.
Yeah.
Granted, there are situations where that cancel culture comes into play, and it's warranted. Some people are pieces of shit, but I have seen some stories of people that get attacked because of popularity disguised as something else, and
So unwarranted in a lot of ways.
yeah. And just getting completely destroyed and finding out later that it wasn't true, and the damage is already done.
And the fact that a whole livelihood just got brought crashing down, and then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, that was all fake.
Right. It's
So
like crab
you
in the
just-
pot mentality.
I know, right? Like, you just ruined this man's life for nothing.
Yeah.
Why?
You gained nothing from it.
Or this girl's life.
Zip.
Yep. It is, regardless of who it is that's being victimized. Yeah. We have to take, I think, notice that social media isn't justice. It's just words that people are shooting at each other. I think
what I
courts
find
of
funny
law
about
is
it?
justice.
And it's probably I don't mean to like pick, but like DA for example, like how many times do you see people coming to bat for you that have nothing to fucking do with you or anything? Like, you know what I'm saying? Fighting for something that has nothing to do with them. They ain't involved in it, but they got to pipe up and talk like they're speaking on your behalf.
It's gotta be fucking
Me?
frustrating.
But for me, none.
Yeah.
Well, I would fight for you. I would fight for you to the death.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah,
the same for you.
You know the aliens
People
got
don't
you.
catch these hands.
No, but I think that's a fair point to bring up, Pow, is that a lot of people pipe up on social media that really shouldn't be piping up because it's none of their fucking business, and they need to maybe not use it as clout to draw attention to
That's
their
the
stuff.
word.
Cloud
Said it.
chasing, yeah.
Yeah.
All that
Clout
bullshit
chasing
for a
is
drop of
fucking
clout.
real.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is that? How did it pay any of your bills?
No.
Just because somebody knew who you were. Does it even put air in the tires of your car, let alone pay for anything for it?
It just feels
No.
like high school all over again. I'm
Oh,
not
man.
in high school. I haven't been in high school for many decades. I don't want to do that shit anymore. Don't bring that
I
shit
miss
to
it
my
the-
doorstep.
I miss
just
that. I
like-
used to
like
get
a-
the pretzel with cheese and the chicken patties. Oh,
Like I see like the behavior trend is always the easy one, you know, it's never the difficult one. Like everybody wants to point fingers and yell and scream and they want to tear down somebody, like just because they're doing better than them and not try to better anybody or just fucking do something nice for somebody for no damn reason. Like why does everybody have to be such fucking assholes? Like, why you gotta like just yell and scream about shit and try and ruin somebody's lives when you could like literally just stand there and talk about all the people that you think are great. You don't even have to worry about the people that you don't like. All you gotta do is be out there talking about the people that you think are great and let go of all that other dumb shit.
I think empathy is
and
lacking.
then at the end of it all, yep. And then at the end, and then after all that, you can still like talk about all the people that are great and all that stuff. There's, I think the main thing out of all this, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
All those people that are doing all that mess, how does it affect you personally? 99% of the time,
It doesn't.
probably 100%,
Yep.
it don't.
At all. Like at all.
true.
At all.
Yeah,
At
no,
all.
it's true.
Like, I will say this. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's happened in the last year, just in the world in general. Not forget just streaming, but just in the world in general. And there's a lot of stuff that people need to be speaking up immediately. You know, you see something, some fucking stuff going down, you get up and take care of your business and help out. But know the difference between you helping out and you causing more fucking shit.
Right.
Because there's a big difference between the two. You just sprouting out of your mouth to add
An opinion
to the
is
train.
not action.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to have a little more empathy in the world. I think we need to be a little more sympathetic to each other and stop being aggressive. Like that's the very first thing that people are these days is just aggression.
Yeah.
And
Start with the people that are around you, like
Yeah.
immediately. Can you affect their
Yes.
life in a positive way?
right.
Start there first.
No,
Mhm.
exactly. And I had this conversation, something similar earlier, to the and my response. And I've had this conversation with people at work before. This girl I knew,
Still here.
she had issues with. She got hooked up with this dude, and he had addiction problems and stuff. And she was doing really well. She was kind of bettering her life. She come from like kind of a really rough family. They're always in the paper for court and jail and shit like that. But she was turning herself. She was getting out of that. She's taking a different path. She was doing better. She got hooked up with this dude, and I told her, I said, "Why are you with this again? Now you're getting into trouble again. You're getting problems, and you brought someone into your life that instead of them contributing to your world and to your life and elevating you more to progress you further in your life, they're dragging you back just so they can stand on you to survive."
Mm-hmm.
And people do that so much, and they do it in the streaming world. It's just people's natural thing, right? They just do that. But it's like you have to look at who's around you and like who's coming into your life. They don't have to be, if they're coming to your table to sit and eat, what are they bringing to the table?
Yep.
Is my thought process.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You go, how many of you all raised that someone invites you to their house and you show up with a gift? That was like a normal thing. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but it's like if you come into someone's life, into someone's world, usually you have something to offer them. And it's not a matter of like it's an expected thing. It's just a courteous, respectful thing. And I feel like we've gotten away from that in a lot of ways, or people that weren't getting anything from other people started to see it as like, well, you're using me and stuff. And or if somebody did something nice, they're clout chasing. So we do shun people for doing nice things too, just as much as we get mad at the people that don't.
And then you also have those people that will do that, and then the next thing that they're thinking is, cool, I did this for you, and what can you do for me? Or they don't even do anything, or they'll just sit there, look around at everybody around them and be like, what can these people do for me?
Well, you both know Danger Duff and and you both know that you owe me for this, right? You know that now I have you in my book for will do whatever I want.
Okay.
How about this? I'll give you a smile and a thank you for letting me on, and we'll leave it at that.
Oh shit! All right, I'll scratch out the name.
Right?
No, but
Okay.
That's exactly the point. Is like do things because they're enjoyable to do. If you're working with other content creators, do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because you think you're going to get fame on your own end for getting involved. If you want to work on a project with somebody, work on a project with somebody. If it fails, it fails. If it succeeds, awesome. But don't treat it as, if I don't do this, fuck that person, I'm never working with them again.
Yeah. I can give you like a great example, right? I started with an amazing RP community. I got in with them, and like I was streaming, I would bring them up, and I would stream their stuff and I would stream my own stuff. And what was happening was that like I started to notice that I wasn't able to progress parts of my storyline through my RP because people were literally, power gaming or, metagaming off of my stream. And although I really want to be live every time that I'm doing it because I think it's amazing content, I have to decide what's important to me. Is it important to me? Do I enjoy playing this game? Do I enjoy RPing, or do I enjoy streaming RP? And to me, I stream because I'm streaming what I enjoy. Like, I'm enjoying myself doing it, so that's why I do it. So, well, I may have been regularly streaming 5-6 days a week. Now, I don't do that. I stream when I feel like I've progressed the storyline enough where I can show you guys something that's unique, original, and you will enjoy, and I can still enjoy myself. And whether I get subs or bits or whatever, that's no big deal to me. You know, like, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do and press the live button when I want to and show you guys different parts of me, creative streams, stuff like that. It's a completely different side, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an important point to bring up, Duff, is the fact that not everybody's in this to be rich. A lot of content creators are in it because they enjoy making content. They enjoy bringing new things to the world. And I think that that's something that a lot of people have to pay attention to, is that it's not just about money. That's not the driving force for every content creator. And I feel like the way that everybody is looking at streaming as just a money maker. And I kind of want that to expand to being entertainment, not a moneymaker. Because it used to be an entertainment thing. It used to be you go and watch it. I would treat it like a half-hour show. I would go and watch a streamer for half an hour, watch what they're doing, and then bounce to the next streamer and do the same thing. It was never a situation where, hey, thanks for the bits. Hey, thanks for the sub. Hey, thanks for the donut. Hey, thanks for the car. Hey, thanks for the house. I think that's what it's turned into, though. And
I was gonna say, you got a car and a house? I missed this.
Like, like, it bothers me when you see something that you can even express as meta for streaming. Like, and when everything starts to turn into the same damn thing. Like, that's the whole premise of streaming, was to not even be like that. You might as well just be on network television.
Yeah.
Like, everybody doing the same shit, saying the same shit, doing the same shit, day after day after day. The commercials are at the same damn times. The commercials about the same damn things, you know? It's all the same shit.
But if you
think
think
about streaming is completely different.
But if you look at it now, look at the streaming space now, could you technically say it's about the same thing?
No, well, I mean,
you'll see a large majority doing the same thing. Like you said, like earlier, it's the meta. You follow the meta.
Hot tub meta now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hot tub meta, most definitely.
I don't know, y'all seen that? I tweeted that out. I said because I heard a dude did a cover story and bro said, fucking hot tub meta, and I was like, ooh.
Hot tub meta.
Is that what we're gonna have to do now in the future? Is that everybody has to have green screens, and I'll put us all in hot tubs?
Look, if I was not lazy earlier, Mon, I literally have the green screen unrolled over there. I was going to put it up back here and just have my head on top of a Deuce Bigelow clip.
I'm going to say I'm a fan of the RGB. Obviously I'm a fan, so no worries here.
I don't know, man.
RGB hot tub. Let's go.
Right?
There you go.
Can you imagine the big light up hot tub? So freaking baller.
The first person goes inside, that's their death scene right there. Electrified.
I mean, I think they actually have them, though. I think they actually have RGB hot tubs, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm absolutely certain that they do.
It's hard for me, like, to look at the scene and like in the last year almost completely. I've just been like short. The web show thing is great. You know, I love doing the talks and discussions and stuff. But I started looking around. I'm like, man, any guy that can fucking say 3 words together is like, I got a podcast. I'm just like, fuck me, you know, like, okay. And and it's like, yeah, am I different than them? Of course. I think you can get more uniqueness out of something that is something like a podcast and a talk show discussion, because it's more of it's you and your personality. You're not relying on the game to carry in a sense. Like some of us, the game is secondary always. A lot of us, it's just the way we started our streaming. That's, don't watch me for the game. come for the game or watch me for me, but stay for the game, you know? Like, but like to find that uniqueness, to find something that's valuable or substance for other people to come enjoy, to bring in the viewership, to bring in, it's so difficult. And then on top of like doing that, how do you get it out there? How do you promote it out there? Most people can't fucking stomach Twitter. They scroll it, you know? Like, what? The options are so slim at this point because it's so oversaturated.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah. And every platform is saturated. Like you're looking at like TikTok, you need to have at least a minimum of 3 posts per day. You know, so you're gonna need to do unique content across these social platforms because otherwise, why the hell would anybody follow you on all of them? If you're seeing the same thing across every single platform, why not just follow them on Twitter? I see everything on Twitter. I don't need to follow them anywhere else.
I always worry about that though. Like, there you've got you can find me here on Twitch, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, you can find me. Like, at what point does your content get so watered down because you're just in so many places that you can't focus on anything, and everything just becomes a trailer garbage all over the place? And that's my
I feel
concern.
like live content is different than what you're posting.
True.
Something like you could say you're live across every single platform and that's one single part of content, but like if you're posting on TikTok, you should be posting something different than what you're posting on Instagram. And then if you're on Facebook, God forbid you are on Facebook, you could post something different on Facebook. And then if you're, you know, on Twitter, you're posting something completely different, but make sure you got your link tree so everybody can see everything. You know what I mean? But it's still a hell of a lot of work.
It's so
I don't know
much
how
work.
I don't know how you maintain a 9-to-5 job and just be able to maintain all of the social media that you have to stay sort of relevant and pushing shit forward. Like I don't like, it really is a young person's game at that point, because when you get into your 30s and your 40s, you have a career already that's eating up most of your time. Like, how the hell do you even deal with that?
Yeah.
Especially if you have kids.
Yeah,
all that free time
gone,
right?
Gone.
So, but then that becomes a situation where where do you want your content to be? Like, is your content going to be a hobby? Is that what you want it to focus on, or is it going to be something that you want to push to be bigger? The thing is, just like any other job, sacrifices, right? And if you a lot of these streamers that are making it or not making it, just working as hard as they can, you're seeing them losing their families, losing their friends, because you have to put so much time. You know, you see these comments or these on Twitter or just elsewhere that streamers are putting in 80 plus hours a week. That's not a joke. That's a true fact. They're putting in about 80 hours a week to have their content out there weekly for people to watch. And find any job that is going to force you to work 80 hours a week without some sort of benefit to it. And that's just not a thing that you have in the streaming world. So there is a lot of sacrifice if you want to try and make this into something where it's going to be your sole income. But understand that, 1%? 1% make it? The rest, 1%. The rest of them is just buried under everyone else. So you lose that families, you lose the friends, maybe lose the job. for what?
For what?
$5.
$5.
$5, yeah.
$5. Oh, we got
Last Tuesday, I got subs. Okay. Now
only
what?
got $3.50.
My bathroom's still dirty. I still gotta go clean my tub.
That's the one thing I love. It's the one thing I love about doing this Shameless Views is I could just, talk and be myself, because tomorrow it's going to be right back to regular routine. I want that arcade unit. Send the tips. So tomorrow it's going to be right back to business as usual. But I love doing this because, I can just be true and honest. It's great.
Parabolic microphone while you're cleaning that tub too, McGlynn. You can cover 2 bases at once. You can clip that Send it out to your OnlyFans site, ASMR. There you go.
Oh
Done.
my god, man! The amount of girls. I haven't found a guy yet with the tongue and ear ASMR streams, but I found quite a few girls. Sometimes, and when I say girls, I mean like 2 chicks, 1 microphone. You know, like and they have like a little piece on there that looks like an ear. And
Yeah,
literally,
and they're
just,
licking
like,
it.
tongue jamming the shit out of it, and I'm like, I clean my ears very regularly, and I would be like, you know,
I have a tube here.
like,
Maybe I can turn my microphone up for you. Let's see.
no,
This ASMR brought to you by Q-Tips.
This ASMR will be brought to you by Q-Tips.
I'm
Yeah, you know. See, this is why I can't do that sort of shit. Watch. Hi, this is MonsterousRage. This is ASMR, and I hope all of you enjoy. So I can't do that shit. I can't do it.
I thought he was going to do the actual tongue thing. That's why I took the headphones off, just in case.
scar you forever, dude. You'd never be able to unhear that.
Nope.
But my thing is, like, he's seeing these girls do that shit, and I'm like, but I'm mental, so I'm like, I'm getting this picture of like a chick jamming her tongue like into my ear hole, and I've seen the shit that comes out of there, and I'm like, I'm not kissing her afterwards.
No.
Like,
No.
there's a few rules and lines in the sand, and that's like, I'm looking at her and be like, that's the kind of girl that you dismount, but you put your hand on her face when you do it. You know, like.
We'll be on YouTube tomorrow, everybody.
Pal's throwing stiff arms, yo.
Vader's just wow.
I'm just saying, like,
Hell of a way to get to the end zone.
Wow.
Wow.
So, not to change gears, but let's change gears a little bit. So, Tim the Tatman, I don't know how much of you guys have ever really watched his stream stuff. I enjoy Tim the Tatman a lot. I think a lot of people do once they take the time to
Fall
watch him.
Guys. He blew up on that.
El Presidente.
He was before that, man, but yeah.
No,
he
but
was
he,
bigger.
that made him known across the board. Like
Past Twitch, he was big on Twitch.
Yeah, he was kind of big on Twitch, and Fall Guys just
Fall Guys,
put him
he
out
exceeded
there.
that plateau.
Wow.
Of like, I'm now bigger than the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And look at what that's even said. Like how he got there was because people were griefing him.
Yeah.
Like an entire community of a game was griefing the guy.
The fact
you so
and the
much,
fact
I'm a
that the actual
football.
game itself was griefing him.
Yeah.
But he recently posted a video of him talking about he almost quit. So I gave it a watch because you guys can find his channel and go watch his video. I don't have the link. I'm a bad streamer, but it's not my channel, so I don't care. So he talked about it, but after listening to it, I was like, oh my god! I'm like, he's on point, and I hope that message gets out to more people because we said this before. A lot of us have spoke on this, and I just feel like it's something to bring up and remind people like the importance of it. And I always explain to like my buddies at work and stuff because they always check in with me and ask how streams going and stuff. And I'm like, look, put 10 people, 5 people in your house. It's a fucking party. It don't have to be 10,000, 1,000, 100.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened was the story for Tim was that he was getting ready for Call of Duty Shadow or so I don't know, one of the stupid fucking 20 versions of it, like a while back. And he was averaging at the time about 800, 900 viewers. That was like for a whole month. And he went from that to this new game getting launched, telling everybody about it, promoting it out, putting in that work. He was putting that grind out. He fired his stream up. Bro had like 20 viewers. 800 average for a month straight. 20 viewers on a brand new game launch that he's been like promoting. So he was sitting there like kind of, it's going to, and anybody bullshitting it aside, it affects you. when you live. You know,
Yeah.
you know what your numbers are and stuff. Everybody says don't look at your numbers, don't look at your numbers. You always are checking your stats and looking at your stuff. But when you're live, you can definitely avoid doing that. But afterwards, you always go back and relook at your logs and everything. And he was bumming. He was like, man, he's like, maybe I'm just not cut out for this, right? And he almost quit. But then he was like, well, wait a minute. Why am I worried about the fucking 780 people that aren't here? I need to worry about the 20 people that are here and focus on these people giving their time.
Yep.
Like, these are the ones that matter. And once he got himself in that headspace of like, it wasn't the 1,000 that mattered, it was the 5 or the 10 that are there that mattered. It changed everything in his outlook on how to push the thing. And I was like, cheers. You know, that just like that, it resonated a lot because we've had things like this spoken before, but the way he summed it up, it's a really good listen. So I highly recommend anybody.
No, it's. I mean, we said this before. It's. If you're so focused on the people that aren't there, the people that are there are going to start leaving because you're not paying attention to them. They're
Right.
sitting there watching you, and you're just like, well, fuck, so and so didn't show up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. Well, the person's sitting there going, well, what about
What
me?
about me?
I'm right here.
I was just about to say that.
So
Like, okay, they didn't make it. Okay, but I'm here.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why you see a lot of streamers struggling because they're so focused and Pau, excuse me, you're right. Most people, most streamers do pay attention to those numbers, and I'll say this: I don't at all. I don't look at my analytics. I don't check any of that shit out. And it's so freeing. And if anybody else is able to just even say, okay, I'm going to look at my analytics, but I'm going to look at it once a week instead of daily. If you can do that, you're going to see that stress level just drop. It's just going to drop because you're not so focused on all of those numbers going up and down. And let me tell you about those numbers. Sometimes they're fucking bullshit. They're bullshit. And because you'll have certain days where, let's say, a movie is coming out. And you go live that day, but a whole bunch of people just went to the theater and to watch that movie during the time you're live. So all those people that would have normally been in your stream are at the movie theater because they're fucking doing stuff in life.
Mm-hmm.
And now that day you get a dump on that stream because you don't have the people there that are normally there.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's all bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Stop worrying about it.
Yeah, no, he actually covered that too. He said, he goes, what I learned after that, and I know now, and it took time to understand this. He goes, it's a new game. There was, everybody was playing it, and other streamers were on streaming it. So everybody was spread the fuck out.
Yep.
He's like, there was more people to look at and things like that. So he's like, I get it now. He's like, you can't expect your numbers to be the same on a game that just came out when everybody's hyped for it. It's just not going to happen.
Yep.
I personally have always had like this investment in my head of like, I'm not going to play hype games like when they launch unless I'm like myself super like Battlefield 5 I was definitely in on that shit. Like I didn't care, but it's I know how I'd rather play something that's going to have a small directory that I enjoy and be happy playing that than sit in a stream for an hour waiting for a game that can't load up because the servers are bogged down. Can't
Because
connect with
who
your
enjoys
friends.
that?
I had to
How boring is that?
cut stream
Look,
early
on
today
occasion-
because of it.
Look, on occasion, some people like enjoying Loading Simulator 2021.
Hey, I played Left 4 Dead 2 a lot back in the day. That was loading simulator for 45 minutes.
I think like when Call of Duty first dropped, the Modern Warfare, the new release dropped just a couple of years ago. It was like, I think we were all like a bunch of us would have been out there on Mixer like co-streaming with like 4 different people, and it was basically okay, let's wait to download some shit simulator for fucking 6 hours. And it just turns into, instead of it being about the game, it turns into being about you guys talking to one another in your community, which is what the stream would have been about anyway.
Yep.
I'm all about that Back for Blood. Ooh.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
That game looks so good.
We're all in
That'll be the
agreement,
next
right?
topic
That I'm
simulator.
gonna have to get all of you together for that. We're gonna do the old. we're gonna set up the old school 8 live event to get 8 people together and play that damn game.
Oh God.
Yep, it's happening. Be prepared. I will get in touch with you.
Look, I am down to murder hobo if necessary. I mean, I do it with Destiny. I can do it with zombies. Let's go.
Man, I mean, I'll do it, but
Yeah, poet ain't lying.
I don't know. That game is looking. It's looking like he's not gonna know what he's doing. So
Sure I am. As long as you guys are behind me, the zombies are getting you. I'll run. It's fine. Folks, you don't have to be good at killing zombies. You just have to be faster than your friends. That's all.
That's rule number 1.
So you
Yep.
can't leave everyone behind if
Cardio.
you're already dead.
have you? Is there? Because I was listening via wireless when I was getting the Wii one and everything earlier. Is there any like new fighting games coming out, DA, that are like?
Now you about to go up in my wheelhouse.
Man, there hasn't been nothing for a long while.
They were supposed next week there was supposed to be Guilty Gear Strive, but they decided that the online lobby system, not the actual fighting, because they were doing like rollback netcode, fucking bless. The actual online lobby was trash, so they decided they're going to push that back to June. Okay, as long as you're making it better instead of just holding it back and saying we're fixing it and you're just sitting on it acting like you're fixing it and you put it out and it's the same trash.
Yeah.
Don't do that. There's supposed to be a King of Fighters 15 that'll be later this year. Now if we're talking fighters now, it's slim pickings.
Yeah, it really is.
I feel like it's. I know there is a huge. It's almost like an underground thing at this point because it was becoming very much mainstream, and I don't know if it's like gotten a setback because of the lockdowns and the COVID. I know up here by me, there's this. I want to say they're called like the Ghouls, Spooky Ghouls, or something. I don't know. It's like an organization of people. They organize up like get-togethers, and they do like tournaments with Marvel versus Capcom and things like that.
I think you're talking like Team Spooky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the one. Ghouls, Spooky. Go. I was close.
You were in the vicinity, yeah.
I was getting there. I got some friends that actually go to that stuff. They do really well at it, but this shit's crazy. I love watching them. I suck at those games, but I feel like that type of game in particular has really taken a back seat in recent years. Like we're not seeing much development in those kinds of titles. Like Mortal Kombat, was it 11?
That was the
like
last one,
newest
wasn't it?
11. Yeah, 11 was the last Mortal Kombat.
Isn't that like 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Just about.
Just about 2 years ago.
Do you find that a lot of fighting games are going on like MAME though now? MAME.
No.
You don't find that they're focusing on that because I mean the fighting games just Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
If you're
Tekken.
talking like the older stuff, like PlayStation 2 and past that, yeah, those are going on MAME, yeah, and that's totally fine. The newer stuff, like what you would find on PS3, by the way, Sony, that's a stupid move, shutting down the servers and stuff like that for those. like I was saying, you shut those down, and a lot of that dealt with like online play with fighters and whatever. So now there is MAME. You're seeing a lot of these people playing these PC fighting games on PC, so they don't have to worry about servers shutting down or lack of people playing. You're going to find a fight somewhere.
I really
told my,
go ahead. Sorry, Doc.
I say because I already caught myself. Like I have a lot of fighters on PS4, PS3, which I barely bring out or anything like that. But a lot of the fighters I'm getting now, I mean, I'll get it for PS4 just for like local play if I take it to a friend's house. But I'm also getting a copy on PC just so I can play somebody online. And mainly because I don't have to pay an extra amount, pay the to play online, to play somebody, play it on PC, you're good to go.
Yep.
When a fighter goes console exclusive, yep.
That's interesting.
Who was the first company that did that? Was it DICE that started doing that, or EA?
That started
Was
doing
like
what?
an extra $10 just to play online on a console. I think that's pretty. I think it was EA.
I think
that
EA
doing
was
that
starting
first.
that. Yeah,
I think it was.
it was when they were doing their sports games.
EA, it's in the game.
It's
Yeah,
it's in your
it's
wallet.
It's in the great. It's in the game, but we're not going to unlock it for a while.
It's in that sound. Swoosh, swoosh.
But it's in there already.
We have the game release, but the DLC, that's actually the game. We're gonna give that in 6 weeks time. We're gonna charge you another $100 for that.
Yep.
I don't know. I found it really interesting. Like, I was thinking about it when Rage told me that you were going to be on as a guest. I was like, this is something to bring up. I had a little nugget in the back of my head because it's like, I always enjoyed playing Street Fighter games. And I love I didn't get much into Mortal Kombat after the second one. The second one was just too good for me when I was growing up, and that was it. I just couldn't. Now the games I try playing with my friends, and they're hitting like 16 different button combinations. They're drinking. Their guys still doing things, killing me while they're having a drink. I'm like, I'm over here trying to just block.
I feel like Pow and I are in the same boat. Pow,
like
1 and 2 is you were kicking ass in those 2 games, and now you're like, I want you guys to jump in the game with me because I want to see the fatalities, and I can't do them myself. So can you come and kick my ass so I can see what the fatality looks like? I want to hey, come in and play.
Yep. And shame on Killer Instinct for developing a combo system and bringing that to the forefront, because after that every game it was like, whoa, I think we should make this fighter have like a 15-hit combination that no one can fucking break.
Was it Killer Instinct or was it Tekken that started doing that first?
Oh, Killer
The
Instinct,
max-
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, the max you could do with Tekken was like 10-hit combos. Killer Instinct was
Ultra
with the ultra
combo.
yeah,
All the way through. Okay, yeah.
combo breaker. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being in the arcade just wrecking dudes. Fucking go with Cinder and put him in a corner and just sit there, just hit like the same 3 buttons, and you couldn't do anything about it. It's like 88 hit combo. The dude was dead an hour ago. He's still fucking hitting him. It's like,
Yep.
Yeah. Really,
That's
the only
why-
person winning is the arcade.
That's not gonna lie though, I miss that the most. Like actual going to arcades, putting up your quarter,
Yep.
lasting as long as you fucking can. The second online started, that killed all of that.
Oh yeah, arcades
'Cause the
died.
best- because the best thing about the arcade, especially when you knew that you were hot shit, that you could just sit there, do your thing, and just look across, like right across
you
you,
got
be
respect.
like, "Yep." Well, one,
Yeah.
you got respect. 2, you had a lot of people that were pissed off at you, like, "I'm coming for that ass next time."
It wasn't a violent thing. It was like they wanted to beat you, but they wanted to beat you in the game. That was like,
Depends.
And
There have been stories.
can we also mention that you would actually see them put a USB stick into the arcade, and you would know they're fucking cheating. No, I love
was it Neo
arcades. man.
Geo?
Neo Geo.
They had the arcade machines.
Yeah.
They had the fighting games they brought over. And I was like, those games never made it. Like, most people didn't know what they were. You only found them in the arcade. But I could almost still, like, 25, 30 years later, I could still smell, like, the comic book store in the arcade. Like,
Yep.
that was like an aroma
Yes.
that you just can't get out of
Or
it gets in
your
blood.
local pizza joint, and they had like 2 games
Street Fighter
in
2.
there, and
I think
go to town.
I think literally right now, probably somewhere in a box in my apartment right now, there are probably tokens tucked away in something. Where like you buy all these extra tokens, you get the super deal, and then you just don't have enough time to actually use them. And now you just have tokens for like places that you're never gonna go to again. You're never gonna be there again, or they're gone, completely gone. Now you just have tokens lying around. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, but
Giovanna, what you talking about?
in 1,000 years, they will be unearthed, and people will wonder what magical things happened back in that
What
time.
currency is this?
What is this Chuck E. Cheese?
Man, their pizza sucks now. It's when I was a kid, it seemed like it was pretty baller.
Yeah, but you were a
Good
kid.
pizza.
You're a kid.
But it's But am I wrong? Wasn't it real pizza?
It was
Yeah,
better
now
when it
it's
was
like a
Showbiz.
giant Totino's. Yeah, it was way better when it was Showbiz. That was actual
Yes.
pizza.
Yes.
Oh, Showbiz! I forgot about that.
It was
Yes.
way better as Showbiz. Way better as Showbiz.
I don't know.
You actually gave a damn about the animatronics before Chuck E. Cheese happened.
We have Billy Bob over there
Mhm.
at Showbiz, and then this rat took over with
Alright,
his
so we-
giant Totino's pizzas.
You know, it was
Okay,
always
question.
amusing to have that one kid that was unaware that those animatronics would set off while they're all eating their pizza, and you just see that kid freak out and run out of the room,
Crying.
just gone, bolting. Oh, I'm a terrible person. Hi!
They had that mouse maze under the stage. It was loaded with like fecal matter and stuff. They had to shut it- yeah.
But I
Actual
think that
mice.
was my first experience with like arcades back when I was a kid, was because like Chuck E. Cheese had like the full on set of 30, 40
Yeah.
games in their
Yep.
restaurants.
Yeah, we had a place in Omaha called Family Fun Center.
Mhm.
That was 3 floors. It was like 3 floors of arcade, and there was like a mini golf place that was inside of it. It was the only indoor place in Omaha that was like that, and it was amazing because you could play mini golf in January in Omaha, and nobody else could do that.
we have had, I mean, it's still like that there, just not how I remember it. Place called Frankie's Fun Park. They had
Okay.
they had a bunch of machines, a lot of fighters. That's where my Friday and Saturday nights were. We had the mini golf. We had the go karts. Those are still there. We also had laser tag, which was like you were saying, like a 3 stories, and there was like a
Oh, I love me some
3-story
laser tag, bro.
Yo, there
Laser
was like
tag
a
was so good.
3-story. There was like a
Man, I
3-story
still play
mountain
laser tag. What are you
in the
talking
middle
about?
that you could actually poke out and actually like snipe people with there. I miss that
Nice.
so much. Now they just
Did they
dumbed
have-
it down to like 2 levels, and it's like, ew.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
did they have like the things in the ceiling and stuff too that were like considered like, oh, this is like a drone? Do you get extra
Yeah.
points for taking this out?
The bases, yep.
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
they had the bases, and you also had people that cheesed the system. They would like sit underneath one of the bases, and they would wait for one of the people and just shoot them as they come by, like, haha.
Yeah.
Oh,
It sucks though, because like we're in a place right now where those places just aren't going to make money. They're not going to make bank, and people aren't going to invest in them anymore. And you're going to
Right.
see less and less of that stuff around, and it's just a lost time. I think. I mean, I
I
love
mean, like,
arcade.
But
The
that was
ways
best
of the
for shitty
arcade
Dave &
are-
Buster's.
The way, yeah, exactly. The ways of the arcade are long gone, man. Even Dave and Buster's, like you can't even play like real games there.
Yeah.
It's like everything's a ticket system, so
Yep.
you can get some crappy toy or something like that, and it's like, what the hell are we even doing here? Like, why am I spinning a giant roulette wheel at the age, in my 40s to win tickets? Like, what's really going on here? What am I doing?
Look up Legends Arcade. This is something that we're doing for a tip drive on the channel to purchase one of these units. But essentially, every game in the arcade that you played from the 80s and 90s and 2000s can all be put onto this one arcade unit, and it's a full-on arcade unit, two sticks and 6 buttons, and the whole works. But I think that's one way for people that are maybe a nostalgia for arcade units or games back in the day. That's one way to bring that to your home.
maybe I'm the lame-o too, though, out of it all. But I miss the roller rinks, man. Like, it seems like it's not.
You about to hit me
fun,
with that nostalgia?
but man, the fun of just
Rolling
like,
around.
getting through the school
Circles.
week. We used to look forward to that shit on the weekend. Every weekend, we knew it was school week. We were planning all week. Like, who we hooking up with? We're gonna go get ready. We're gonna go over to the roller rink. We're gonna hook up with the girls, and we're gonna skate around for like till our fucking legs buckled.
Yep.
Eat pizza and shoot the shit, drink milkshakes. And the one I went to, they would close it down like dark, and it was all neon glow in the dark shit. It was crazy.
Yeah,
They would do,
yeah.
like, themed stuff.
Yes. The lock-in? Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, we had in Omaha, we had in Bellevue, we had Skate Town in Bellevue and Skate Land in Omaha, and several locations of Skate Land in Omaha. And yeah,
Yeah,
was,
we have a skate land here too.
that was baller. And let me just let you know, ladies, it is your job to learn how to skate backwards. Sorry.
It's all in that butt.
No, we had like the rinks that y'all were talking about. What was the floor that y'all were skating on? Mostly wood, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, or concrete. Yeah.
concrete. That's when you learned how to skate. When you were on that
Yeah.
concrete rink, either you learned how to skate or you were leaving bloody.
Right. Broken tailbone.
Yeah, I remember that back. They have like the disco
if you
ball
want
in
to
the
know
center
how
of the
old you
rink.
are, go to a roller rink. Go to a roller rink
Yeah.
now and try and roller skate. If you ain't roller skated in 10 years, you got a rude awakening coming. Like you ain't
yeah.
look,
My
you ain't,
ankles
you ain't,
screaming.
you're not crossing
hobbling.
over when you're going around the corners like this. You're like, it's basically like you're gonna throw one leg out and the other leg gonna follow around.
Well, walls
So
are
you
going
get
to be
around
your
the
best
corner.
friend for stopping.
I guarantee I could pick up a pair of rollerblades though, strap them on. It'd take me all of about 30 seconds. I have my groove
Yeah.
easily. That's
And
all
there's
I did.
probably still some 14-year-old blonde girl with a giant comb in her back pocket doing about 40 mile an hour around that thing. Just saying.
Yeah, dude. I miss the roller rink so bad. It just, I don't know. I guess people look at it and they think, oh, how much fun is that? And it's like, I don't know. You fucking watch basketball.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I think it's just different times. That's all it is. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
sadly, we're just getting old. That's all it is. That's all that's happening.
Yeah.
Our fun times when we were younger are kind of fading away, and now there's new fun times for individuals. That's pretty much what it's boiling down to. And eventually, we're gonna go into the dirt. So, yay!
Yeah.
Oh my god! If Vades could produce a photo of her in a roller rink with a comb in her back pocket,
The comb in the back pocket or a pick. I'll accept a pick
I'll
or a
have to do
comb.
something fun for like everybody. I don't know. I have to think of something. But
You need to see that Aquanet hair flowing.
Is that what we do for
Bangs in place.
Halloween? We all dress up in velvet.
Back hair waving.
I don't know. It's just it seems like everybody the sense of like what's fun and getting like the gratification, excitement, thrills and stuff. You know, like going to the not a fair. You guys ever have the circuses and stuff, but like we would have
Like a carnival?
like a carnival would show up for like a week and set up
Park
in
in a
like
mall.
parking
Yeah.
lot somewhere, and
Yeah,
we'd just
yeah.
be like, man, that shit was so fun. They don't do that. They haven't done that in years. Like they just
I think we actually have one happening where I'm at, starting this weekend at like a football field nearby for a few days. I think. I keep
Okay.
hearing the radio I'm ad for it. I might try to go by there and be like, yo, I remember this.
I'm just gonna be that guy. They don't really have professionals putting that equipment together.
No.
Just saying. I think there's a
The
reason
problem-
why parents are like, no, I don't think I'm gonna put my kid on that thing that's gonna whip them into space.
Oh, I'm not even putting myself on there. What you talking about?
There were fun times, but yeah, sometimes I'm looking at those things going, yeah, that's not
like,
called.
wait a minute, there's
shouldn't-
no water hose around here, and Johnny just threw up all over the zipper. So, like, what's really going down?
My thing is, when you're young, you don't give a shit. It's like, yo, this is a thrill, woo! And then when you're older and you see the whole thing, you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
I'm still alive.
Yeah.
That's probably what you're thinking. I can't believe I survived that. Yay me!
I will never do that one. It's like the boat. It starts to go back and forth,
Back and forth.
Oh man.
and then eventually
The
it
Viking
goes
ship?
all the way up. And
Yeah.
upside
They have
down.
They have a restaurant in Caesar's Palace
Fuck
that's
that.
like that.
Nope.
Hold on. Are you telling me that they've got serving staff coming? All right, would you like a burger and fries with that as they're whipping them around?
You literally sit on a ship and it'll rock back and forth like one of those ships, and it'll rock back and forth. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I would not want to be the cleanup crew.
It doesn't do the craziness that those used to do. It's a lot slower, but still, it's
I was gonna say, how are you supposed to?
It's the
hold your
same
food when you
thing.
Go upside down, your plates and everything. Knives are falling on people below.
right.
Like your life.
That's exactly what I
Life.
thought. I thought when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, what are these people doing?"
Flips upside down. You hear this god awful noise. And then it flips back upside, and you look at your drink, and you're like, "When did I order a green shake?"
Wait a minute, this isn't my whalebone margarita. Whose is this?
So real talk. Since we're talking about these rides, like a couple years back, like we had the fair, like the state fair here, and we didn't go because I didn't want to go that year. And they packed up and they left. As they were leaving, going up the highway, they break everything down, they put them on trucks and they drive away. On one of the trucks, as it was driving, mind you, everything was broken down. One of the rides caught on fire while it was driving away, going to its next location. And I hear that, and I see this on the news, and I'm like, that's why I didn't want to get on any rides, because of that bullshit right there.
Because if you had gone,
Yeah.
You could have just been like, "This is my fucking luck," you know? Like,
Yep.
Gravitron, and you
can't even
get
get mad at
ejected.
that point. You just look at people you're like, "Nah, I expected some bullshit today."
Yeah. I mean, what did you expect? The name of the ride was Campfire Marshmallow. So I mean,
I took my chances. It was fun.
yeah.
See nuts and bolts flying everywhere. Yeah, that seems legit.
Well,
So I will say, yeah, like those carnival setups back in like even like the early '90s. It was a lot of fun, but yeah, there's just I don't know if it's just gone downhill for workmanship in terms of having the setup there, but or maybe it's just we're in a time where we're hearing it more than we did back then. But yeah, there's a lot of stories of just wow, nope, not getting into that thing.
Yeah, the old Gravitron, the spin cycle, basically. Like
Yep. You always have
I've seen so many people leave that machine and they got shit on their drawers. Like
I
they
always
can't hold themselves together.
love those people that tried to get into the center and grab onto the center DJ booth there, so that they would just kind of get like pulled back as it's getting swung around, and they'd have to stop the ride because if they let go, they just get slammed right into the back end.
Yeah. Yep.
That's dangerous shit, man.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, they just
Well, there's no restraints, right? It's gravity that's
Yeah.
keeping you against that wall.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like things like that, plus like the wave pool and shit.
Yeah.
Like I've had at least like 9 near-death experiences in like 5 minutes in a wave pool. Like I'm living on borrowed time at this point. I'm sure of it. And I was in the kiddie wave pool. It wasn't even like the adult one. I refused to go in that shit. It was like I don't know where the people that like the swim guards and stuff, lifeguards are all sitting there, and they letting these fat asses in the pool with like their fucking inner tubes and shit. I'm like, why are you letting them bring like flotation devices like that in the wave pool?
Battering ram for crying out loud.
How they need entertainment too. I mean, they got to sit in that fucking chair all day. They got to have something to see. They got to rescue somebody.
So funny thing is that Darian, like I lost my fucking shirts one time in the wave pool. I have trauma and problems with wave pool, but it doesn't stop me from going in them. But I did like lose my shorts legitimately, like they fucking came off of me, and I'm like butt ass naked in the wave pool at Darien Lake, and I'm like trying to swim to get my shorts, and like somebody was floating and they looked over and they saw me going for him and they like grabbed him and threw him to me. I was like, thank you, kind of naked here, you know.
See, that's a missed opportunity. I would have tossed that sucker. I would have sent that thing flying.
I mean,
Let's see how far we can get this naked guy to go.
I was a teenager. Me and my fucking 3 curly Qs, I would have got out and showed the world. You know? Fuck yeah, I'm Italian. Look, take a look.
Take a look. Huey, Dewey, and Louie right here.
Oh, shit.
Blather and blabberskite, you know, like whatever.
Oh god.
So I think we've come full circle. I will like to say that thanks to 7-7, I now have 2 great audio clip from our queen.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not the sound that got her banned. Try following that up. Is that a butt fart or a front fart? I can't tell. How wet was it? Like
Popping a balloon in a bowl of oatmeal. That's what it sounds like.
Yep, YouTube tomorrow, guys. YouTube.
Oh, man. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, Duff, DA, for being our guest tonight. and
Yes,
stuff.
thanks,
Anybody
guys.
that's here, if you haven't, please drop a follow on their channels.
Yeah, can we get some shout outs,
Fantastic
please?
gentlemen.
Again, thank
Appreciate
you
you
for having
guys.
me. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I love having
absolutely.
these conversations. It's just, sitting down and talking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Best kind of talk show you can have. No pressure. Just enjoy conversation with each other.
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
How? we got
Nice.
another show in 2 weeks, I guess, huh?
In 2 weeks.
Maybe a week. We'll see what happens. Guys, it was
Oh,
a
Jesus.
blast. Thanks for joining us tonight, Pow. Thank you for all
Thank you.
of your help. And Unknown, Danger Duff, thank you too for joining in. We're out of here. Bye, everybody.
Kind of one another.